There are hundreds of small Adriatic sturgeon here, about the same size as the one in the aquarium. But I'm looking for something a lot bigger.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno a lei.
Sono Jeremy.
Mucho gusto.
E questi? Questi sono...
Il torrione italiano.
These are the Adriatic sturgeon, also known as the Italian sturgeon.
When I asked Giacinto whether sturgeon ever escape, he says no, but he has been actively releasing them for decades, hoping to quietly re-establish the species. And some of his release sites are on the River Po, which is directly connected to Lake Garda.
I'm thinking that maybe some of those recent sightings were Adriatic sturgeon, but fish that were bred in captivity in the early years of this project, 25 to 30 years ago. That's actually plenty of time for one of these fish to reach a serious size.
But before I put the Adriatic sturgeon back on my suspect list, I want to get a closer look. Giacinto says that the bigger ones here can be caught by hand.
So I'm going to gently try and get hold of one. I want to have a good look at it. What I want to do, a bit like sharks, you can turn them upside down, leave them a few minutes, that calms them down, and then I should be able to lift it briefly out of the water. That's the theory. Here's one. Here's a big one coming. Wonder if I can do anything with this.
Some fish go into a sort of trance when they're turned on their backs, a state called tonic immobility. This technique will be my only chance of hanging on to one of these powerful animals.
There we go, Adriatic sturgeon. This one seems to have gone calm quite quickly. The fins aren't twitching, the gills are going, it's perfectly okay.
At about 5 feet long, this fish is significantly shorter than accounts of the lake monster. But Adriatic sturgeon are known to grow to nearly 7 feet long, and other characteristics do match up.
An unusual opportunity to get a look at the underside of a sturgeon. Normally the stomach, which is very flat, is pressed against the bottom of the river. But occasionally they do rise to the surface to bask, and when they do, because it's got a swim bladder, if it comes up from any depth, it's going to equalise pressure, it's going to let off air, it's going to release bubbles, and that's exactly what Clara saw. Sturgeons don't have skeletons, they don't have bony skeletons. The only bone they've got is these plates on the skin, and one of those is along the back. One of these rose to the surface, gently, you can see a hump. Is it maybe one of these that is the Lake Garda monster?